Okay, guys, so I'm back in, should be back in YouTube now. You guys should be able to hear me in YouTube. Yeah, you should hear me now, Scott. Hopefully you hear me now. I just put, now you should hear me, okay? I put myself on mute. And so I should be good to go in both YouTube and the main room. Okay, so the one thing I didn't do is I forgot to load my brokerage platform. So just give me a moment as I load Brokerage Plus, not Brokerage Plus, but IB. Okay, so give me a moment. Again, I'm going to put myself on mute in the main room anyway. X40. Okay, guys, I've got my platform up and running, my brokerage platform up and running, and everything looks pretty good to me. Let's make sure. You should have seen ATLX pop up on my, in fact, I can tell in YouTube if that's happening. Yeah, so YouTube, you know what I think was happening? Windows was trying to do an upgrade because when I rebooted, it said it was in the middle of an upgrade. So I'm wondering if that had anything to do with it. So who asked the question a long time ago? I think that was you, Scott. What is my style of trading? Do I have stock price ranges? Do you? What's your average hold time on a trade? I was doing pre-market scalping. Okay. So I have no idea what my average hold time on a trade would be. I don't look at it that way. I get into a trade. If it keeps working, I'll keep in the trade. In theory, I could keep in the trade all day. I'm not a scalper. Somebody was asking me the other day about scalping, and I asked what the definition of scalping is for that person. And he said holding for 30 seconds to a minute. Well, that's not me. I mean, I'll hold until, I deem it's not working for me. So that could be, it could be a minute. It could be 15 minutes. It could be an hour. It doesn't really, I don't have a set time. I have no idea what average time it would be for me. I don't have and this might be just semantics. when we're talking about, do I have a price target? I don't have a price target. All I do is I look left and I see, okay, where could it go before it hits the next high? That doesn't mean that's my target necessarily. That's just what I'm aware, where I'm aware that it could stall. But if it broke through that, then I'm still in the trade. So I don't know if that completely answers your question, but I mean, I have no idea what the average hold is for me. No idea. It all depends on how well the trade's working. For instance, had I taken this on like I should have at the very beginning of the day, almost, I would have been in this one up in this area, and then I probably would have got rid of some right around here, if you can see my screen, and then I'm still in the trade, still in the trade, still in the trade, and that's at, well, that's pre-market. Sorry, that's pre-market. So let me just move this one down. Just give me one moment, okay? And a couple of things. Yeah, so if I took a look at the on, I mean, that's the 9:30 candle, okay? I did have an alert on a gap down and go. I didn't take it, but I kept watching it and watching it as it kept moving down. Had I taken it, I would still be in some of this trade easily. And that's 9:30. What are we now? 1:30. That's 4 hours. So it really depends. I mean, if the trade is still working, I'm going to keep in the trade. I don't say, well, I'm out because it's 1 hour. Or I'm also not somebody who, I mean, to me, the pure type scalping trades, and I've never ever been like that though. Taking 10,000 shares of a dollar stock and hope it moves 5 cents for you, and then if it does, and you can get out at 5 cents, um, including commissions. Sure, I don't do that. It's just not my. I've never ever done anything like that. So if there have been any questions, guys, that I haven't answered, please just repost them. Okay, I do apologize for, I don't know what happened. I think it was probably the Windows install or something that I didn't realize was happening in the background. Is it possible, Pepe? Yeah, American Eagle. This is one I took a small loss on early in the day. Now, getting right into potentially a resistance area, that next high looking left, potentially. It's only one day. I don't run the racetrack. No. Are you talking about the races? No, Brett, I don't. I like this presentation of, remember now, the race is just a grid, okay, and then you can launch a race from it, or you can show the tree map. I just like the tree map. It's just a preference, that's all. I am sharing a race. I mean, if you wanted one, I am sharing one. I think what I was trying to do is go over my homepage, right? And then that's when you guys told me you're stuck. So let me go over my homepage, including the scans that I'm sharing. Well, RT, if you are a subscriber to Trade Ideas, I don't know, Scott, you asked the question, do we have a simulator? And yes, we do. I would practice trading. If you are a subscriber to Trade Ideas, or you have a way in which you can use a simulator to practice trading, I would do that before you commit money to the market. This is our simulator right here. You click on New, and then Brokerage Plus, right at the very top. Well, not right at the very top, but the second one now, Brokerage Plus. And this is kind of what it looks like. You might have different column headers, but like this is not the Brokerage Plus I want. It's got different. Oh, here we are. Positions. There we go. I'll go over this in a bit, but you should really, really practice trading. I'll go over that in a bit, okay, RT? Just let me go through my homepage, and then we'll take a look at the simulator. So if you want to take out a subscription to Trade Ideas right now, here's a promo code you can use. You can get 15% off the first month only, or the entire year. And using my code, Barry15. Please use the code, whatever it is. It'll always be the best discount going. But the reason to use the code, it'll help to keep the room free because the company does track the promo codes. They see my code being used enough times, so keep the room free. Scroll down a bit. Trade of the week is right here. You can sign up for it. It is free. You'll get it before the market opens every Monday morning. If you sign up for the trade of the week and you don't think you're getting it, please check your spam folder. And if you have Gmail, check your promotions folder. Please do that first before you contact us and say, I'm not getting it. Okay? It's a typical reason, though, why you're not. Now, if you check your spam folder and you check your promotions folder in Gmail and it's not there, fine, contact us. Education section is here. Just want to point this out because first thing a person must do is the getting started with Trade Ideas. Okay? It's a software program. Obviously, there's a bit of a learning curve, so we've tried to make it really simple with these short videos. If you don't have Trade Ideas, but you're wondering about the program and wondering, is this a good fit for me? Take a look at these videos. Don't have to do the first one, but look at the following ones. This will give you an idea about what Trade Ideas is all about, and that might help make up your mind as to whether or not you want to take out a subscription. The monthly is just month to month. So even if you took out a monthly, watching these videos, you decided, sure, I'll take out a monthly subscription. If at the end of the month you don't like it, no problem. Just unsubscribe. Okay. Back to basics. If you're new to trading, a whole series of videos designed for you, the new trader, all free. Last, if you're looking for my scans and you've clicked on my homepage link, middle section is right here. Here they are. So these are the ones you can actually see. Now, I keep saying I'm going to change this. This is the change in 5 minutes. It could be negative. It could be positive. I'm sorry. This is, I'll just put the change in 2 minutes. Notice that you can sort on whatever column header you've got. These are all just column headers in my top list window. And that's all you need. So you can sort on whatever column header you have. In the scans that I'm sharing, I'm sorting on the 5 minutes and the 2 minutes. But you can have a negative number. What that negative number would mean is that so positive for the day, verb is positive for the day, but within a 2 minute period, it is pulled back 2%, 2.3%. Okay. That's verb is pulled back 5.7% within a 5 minute period. I'm going to change the sort now because I want to see this is just a different way of sorting. There's the momentum scan. And this is the scan that I pay attention to basically all day. The gap continue. Well, this is what you'd see. The gap continuation or reversal scan. Okay. I pay attention to this all day, more so than anything else. Okay. Especially now that we're in earnings season, we're going to get a lot of interesting looks. And then this other one, the Pepe combo scan. It's on my other monitor also. Those are the two that I really pay attention to all day. This is what I use in the pre-market. The pre-market actives up and the pre-market actives down. So you asked me, yeah, okay. You asked me about staying earlier. Now, I think you also asked me, well, should I hold it to the end of the week? Again, I can't recommend that or not recommend it. Okay. Yeah. So if I'm looking because you have to have an out. Okay. You have to have a way in which you're getting out of the stock, either if it hits your stop, what, like, where not every trade's going to work, and where is your stop? Like, if it's not working. And but it's had a couple of good days. Obviously, it's still up 1.3% today. Had a nice day on Friday, but I'm not a swing trader. So, but the other thing I do is I'd be looking left on the weekly chart, and so the next high on the weekly chart is 49.26. So, I mean, if you look at that, you still have room on a weekly chart. Yeah, but you're paying for the swing picks, but you still have to manage them. Okay. You still have to have an idea about, where you're going to get out. In fact, in the swing picks, isn't there a suggestion of where to get out of it if it's not working? Well, it can be for a week, but okay, let's just pretend that you took this. I'm talking to Borokini in our YouTube room. Let's just pretend you took this. I'm going to say at 47.67 right here, okay? And then all of a sudden, it pops up to 50 for whatever reason. Maybe, some news hits. Well, what are you going to do? I would be taking some profit if that happened immediately. Okay. Um, so it's just stuff like that. You have to have sort of manage the trade in a way which makes sense too. You just can't go into some, in my opinion, anyway. You just can't say, well, these are swing picks. You're supposed to hold all week. There can be gyrations within the week in which you can take some off. I mean, and when you start to get a little bit better about, you know, being able to read the charts and all, you'll get maybe a bit of a sense for, what, maybe this is running out of steam a little bit. Maybe I should take some off. What you don't want to do is take a trade, have it keep running and thinking, well, it's supposed to be held for a week. You take it on Monday, it runs $5 for you over, Monday to Thursday. And then on Friday, it drops 10. Okay. That would not be any way of trading, of course. But the other thing, take the profits when it's ready. There's no hard and fast rule, of course, when it is ready. Okay. There's nothing that's going to say, okay, now is the time to 100% get out of the trade. You might want to, if it pops, if you get a good pop in a short period of time, you might want to take some off. So that allows you then to hold it if it comes back maybe to that level, and you don't get a little antsy and think, man, I should have taken some off. But again, I'm not a swing trader. But that's how I approach an intraday trade too. All right, guys. I'm afraid to ask Pepe, but how's the sound? My machine is going a little bit noisy now, but oh, okay, good. Good. All right, guys. So looking at the SPY, and the SPY there was the area that was sort of consolidating for a while, took a little jump up. Now another little area consolidation, maybe starting to give it up a bit, but not much. Big day in the SPY for sure. Yeah, I'm just going to think that might have been in the background. It was doing the update. I didn't ask it to. Normally, it asks me, and maybe that was causing a major problem. Obviously, caused a problem with trade ideas because never seen that before. My multi-strategy window going blank and other things happening. So anyway, time, guys, 1:45. So again, we'll go to about 2:30. Hang around if there are any questions after 2:30. So good time to ask questions if you have them. Probably done trading. The SCS is still, it's really interesting because if you look again on the weekly chart, I think it's coming in, no, maybe a monthly chart. No. Really? I thought there was some. I thought there was something around just over 17 that could have been blocking it. Well, at any rate, HNI. Let's take a look at HNI. This is the company that's buying. And it's still, still looking pretty good. I mean, it's not there. There's the high of the day. It's pulled back a little bit from the high of the day. So there's a question in our YouTube room. What time? So are you talking about me personally or so first of all, Trade Ideas starts getting its data at 4 a.m. Okay. Now I'm on the West Coast in Vancouver, so I'm not doing that. That'd be 1 o'clock my time. So I'm obviously not getting up then. I really don't trade in the pre-market that much. And I usually, if you're talking about me personally, but there are a lot of people who trade in the pre-market. I mean, I think it's stupid. It's almost stupid to call it the pre-market anymore. I mean, there's so much action in the pre-market. It's not like the old days when there were only a handful of stocks that had volume. So those of you who are lucky enough to say be on the East Coast, you can trade in the pre-market. I mean, there's lots and lots of action, lots of volume. Spreads are usually pretty good. Not in every stock, of course, but on the ones that are moving. So I typically do not do that because it's too early for me. I get on the mic at about 9. And I also don't usually trade until quarter to 10. Doesn't mean I take a trade at quarter to 10. I like to sit out the first 15 minutes just because, again, I find that first 15 stocks can be jumpy, up and down, up and down. And I used to try to trade right at like 9:30. Grab the first one that was really moving, one that was really active in the pre-market, take it immediately. And I just got beaten up so badly. No, I haven't done that for years. Okay. All times Eastern. Okay. When I talk times, every time is Eastern. No, I know. I mean, I know I'm on the West Coast, but anybody when I refer to times, it's always Eastern time. I'm just trying to see if there was did anybody see a price that HNI? I know it was 15 billion or maybe not that much. I know here are the fees that they've got to pay in case either one of them terminates it. Okay, these are the fees, but it's a multi-billion dollar. $2.2 billion, I think. Yeah, $2.2 billion. But so it is a combination of cash and shares. So that's why it's going to fluctuate. But so I guess as HNI was recovering, that's why SCS was moving. So right now, as we speak, so that would be, yeah, so that would be, no, okay, well, they're saying it right there, 1830, but that was when HNI was a little higher. Right now it would be about 1750, okay, based on the current price of HNI. Still, so 1750, so a steel case at 17, that makes a little more sense. Now I'm understanding. I should have kept reading. Doesn't mean it's going to get up to 1850. Remember, because it is tied into the share price of HNI. So they were probably looking at the close up here, multiplying that by the 0.21 and then adding 750. Yeah, so I'm able to show this right now. It's not taxing my system too much. This is a something brand new. I actually demonstrated it on Friday. You guys don't have access to this yet. I think there might be a beta release or something this week. And it's kind of interesting. I'm not saying it's going to revolutionize trading, or it could. Well, if you're new to it, because what it's telling you, these are all real-time alerts, okay? Real-time alerts, if you can see what I'm pointing at. And it'll be accessed through here, display alerts on charts right there. If I uncheck it, they will go away. So you will see a series of real-time alerts. So that's telling you it's a new 15-minute low, as an example. Take a look at ELWS, running up 19 cents in less than 1 minute. If I were going to be using this, my wish list would be to be able to put the ones I want. I don't necessarily want to see all these. It's sort of random. But if I could say, I know there's stuff about the VWAP, how far it is away from the VWAP percentage wise. I'd probably want to see that. So it'd be nice to be able to choose which ones you do see. Love to know my views on TTD. Let's take a look at TTD from Raghu in our YouTube room. Well, you can see one thing, it's getting close to the 200-day moving average. So that would, and it has earned. Now, if you're going to ask me what I think is going to happen when they release earnings, of course, I have no idea. Okay, I don't go to these websites that say, well, 75% of analysts think they're going to kill, and 25% say no. So I mean, I really don't. I don't trade through earnings. In other words, I won't hold a stock through earnings. But the other thing is, you can just see there's the 200-day moving average right there, 90.45, not that far away. So that's not much more. I mean, obviously, people are going to wait to see what happens on earning when it releases. Today's the 4th, so in 3 days from now. So Agio, wow, what I trying to come back a lot. Give me a moment. See if that search engine is. Okay, guys, let's see. Verb is still a pullback, obviously, 4.4%, pulling back a bit. So, yeah, I mean, that would be a massive pullback if it got down to the VWAP. But, I mean, I like the VWAP, but I mean, others, like I think if you're listening to Andy, Steve loves on a 15-minute chart. He loves the 10 SMA on a 15-minute chart, watching to see if a stock pulls back into it. Then that's sort of his go-to. And see if it holds and then bounces. Well, let's take a look at BTBD. I haven't looked at it for a while. So your break over the 30. Well, because I don't have the 34 EMA on the 1 minute, have it on the 5. But this sort of looks cooked, doesn't it? I mean, it broke down through the VWAP quite a while ago. This is at noon. So almost 2 hours ago, it broke down through. Well, it hovered around it still. I guess that's to be fair, but it broke down through the VWAP. Or actually, a better way is it attempted to get through the VWAP, and it could not. The VWAP acted as resistance on the way up. So, I mean, to me, this looks kind of cooked. No shares available for me anyway at Interactive Brokers to short. Wow, poor old LiDAR. He just got kicked on earnings. On the financing, and then on earnings on Friday. Whoa, Ruby! I didn't even see this one. Ruby got resumed, and then got at 318. It got halted before, obviously, and then just got halted again. Ruby. So I don't know what this is all about. There's no way in the world. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's happening here. This in theory are previous AI alerts. But it just started trading today. Okay, so I don't know if they changed symbol names or something to that effect. I think maybe that's it. So as Ruby on August the 4th, which is today. Okay. Okay, guys. Well, I was drifting down just a little bit here. Again, there's the VWAP. If something happened, if the SPY took out the VWAP, that could signify more of a downtrend. But right now, it's still holding above the VWAP, the purplish area on the chart. Boy, look at Sarepta, guys. That SRPT, what a challenging one today. Look at that. I mean, it got all the way down to 15 something, and then it recovered. Okay, I see why. RBC says two new deaths listed in data for Sarepta's two new deaths. So that hit right around this time. Now, whether that's well, RBC. So I mean, I'm going to assume RBC is not fake news. Okay. Okay. So what they're saying is there are two new deaths that had not been reported before. So that news hit right here. I mean, that's what caused the downturn right there. Now it's recovered completely. Okay, guys, BTAI, but here's the issue. Pretty close to the next high looking left, 227. The volume coming in, a lot of volume coming in, a lot of volume coming in. Unusual number of prints. There's an alert I've never used. Never. All right, guys. So Verb is now popping again. Nothing surprises me if this takes out the high of the day, which I know is way up here at 20. Well, I'll put it right there. I mean, it could keep going. 28 million shares have traded, 129 times, 121 times normal, super low float. And I think I said that 20, actually, it's almost there. I mean, I think the next high on a monthly chart was 2714. And what did it get to? I mean, well, it got over that. The next high in a monthly chart, taking that out is 40, 40, 30. Again, I'm not saying it's getting there, but I mean, let me, let's get this a little bit better to scale so you can see what I'm talking about. So it took this out. It's right sort of at that high now. That's the current price, that little line there, current price. But it did take that out earlier. Does it again? I mean, mean, 40 is the next high on the monthly chart. Not saying it's going to get there if it takes it out, but probably nothing stopping it other than extreme profit taking, which pretty hard not to imagine. I mean, it's up 182%. All right, guys, it's 2:06, so I have another 25 minutes or so. So if you have any questions, good time to ask before I take off. Boy, what a collapse for this one on continues down 13%. A big float, 400 million in the float. I mean, that's a pretty big float, and it's down 13%. Took out the 200 day. That's where it opened. It opened at the 200-day moving average. Never looked back. Now, I may be completely wrong about the BTAI. It may pop through that like nothing. If it did that, what did I see on the weekly chart? So on the monthly chart, it looks like the next high looking left on the monthly chart is around almost 677 or so. Yeah, not saying it's going to get there, but that is the next high. 227 is is the next high on the monthly chart. But we're wondering if it took that out, where could it go? There's an earnings play, guys. This is BHVN earnings play, and the next high is too close. So this might be one to watch tomorrow. Okay, it's had a decent day. 2 days ahead of earnings, it was falling. The day before that, though, was ripping higher. Um, but today's earnings, and if it takes this out, maybe tomorrow, maybe today, put a price alert right there, because then look at the room it's got about 80 cents or so, and who knows, maybe it keeps going. So anyway, I'll put a price alert to BHVN. It might be a second day continuation of earnings tomorrow. It's incredible how many ambulance chases chases there are for these stocks. Trying to get people to join a class action suit. Okay, guys. Well, things have slowed down a lot for me. So typically, this is what I'll do. I'll just put myself on mute. I'll still be here till about 2:30. Put myself on mute. If you got if you have a question, I will get back on the mic. Okay, guys. So I'm muting myself now. Okay, guys, I'm back. I don't see any questions, so I think I'm going to wrap this up right now. Apologize for the technical difficulties we had. I'm hoping it was just because Windows was trying to do an update and I didn't realize it in the background. So hopefully that was the reason. So I'll open the room. I'll try to get the room open tomorrow, no later than 8:15 Eastern time. Okay, 8:15 Eastern time. So have a great evening, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow. I have to shut the room down now. I'm muting myself and now stopping the screen sharing. Okay, YouTubers, and now I'm shutting you guys down.